Live from Detroit, live from Detroit, live from Detroit.
Pink suits with hats to match, big crocodiles and Cadillacs. You looking for the fattest sacks? This is where it's at. Windows tinted, seats fully reclined. Keep the hands on the burner, cause niggas know that it's money on our mind.
Yo, what up, though? It's your man, Jay Johnson, a.k.a. the tinfoil hat titan, a.k.a. the conspiracy realist, a.k.a. the technology snob, Steve Jobs Jr. Don't text me with your green bubbles, a.k.a. I only debate my equals, everybody else I teach. Also known as Juice, because all the hoes say J.U. Ice, Young Caesar, because you know you can't roam without me. Mr. If you don't like me, fight me. I got kicked out of Noah's Ark because they couldn't find another animal just like me, a.k.a. the podcast whisperer, the Cohiba smoker, the 1738 sipper. I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. What up?
What up, though? And this Dame Gone Wild, the West Side landlord, the pride of PA, High Chief Dame Don't Fuck Around, the liquor store legend, the corner store conquistador, your mama's favorite Dame, the one-man brand, and the David Ruffin of the Shop Talk Podcast, because you know who they came to see. Not you, Otis. You know what? Before you go in, man, just today I had an epiphany while I was at work.
Okay.
You know, I just look at like great solo artists. They started with groups.
Okay.
Teddy Pendergrass started with Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes.
All right.
Aaron Hall. Fucking God. I was on a roll earlier. Michael Jackson. I'm cut from they cloth. Bobby Brown.
Okay.
I'm destined for stardom.
Destined for stardom.
And I'm going to have to cut you off in order to make it there.
Okay, nigga. You got to do what you got to do sometimes.
No,
man.
you my nigga. You my nigga. We're a two-man show.
It's a lot of money to be made out here.
It is.
You know, and I keep taking solo bookings.
You do.
I don't know.
We gonna scrap it the next one.
I don't know if they came to see you, Otis.
No, they came to see me. All I need is Brittany to throw me on one of these Battle of the Sexes, and I'm gonna show up and show the fuck out.
All right, but
and I'm gonna embarrass somebody's mama.
You ain't show up to the last two.
I know, I fucked up. I dropped the ball. I be having I got kids and shit.
Oh, okay. Welcome back.
But I supported you in spirit.
Welcome back, Shop Talk Podcast, episode number...
Don't do me like that.
Number 90.
Is it?
Yeah, the Indomitian Consu episode.
Say that name again.
Never.
Because I feel like you stumbled over that.
We ain't seen a nigga since he left Detroit, dog. What happened to him?
I mean, you down there in Miami, living the life.
Now I ain't seen one headline like he fell off the fucking map.
He just ain't did shit. I mean, the Lions had a defense that was conducive to that type of player, and it just wasn't. It didn't work out the same.
Yeah, I just freestyled that 90 too, because I literally just came with that shit on the spot.
Jadeveon Clowney wears 90 also.
Sue wasn't shit for Detroit though.
I'm not going to go that far.
I can't say that.
No, I'm not going to go that far.
You got to introduce yourself.
Because you now we starting early.
Just being honest. What up, though, man? It's your man, Tariq Ahad, man. Yeah, friendly neighborhood professor.
Yeah.
A.K.A. the neighborhood scholar.
Okay.
Don't get mad. Get smart and prove me wrong.
All right.
I'll take that.
That's what we agree with that shit.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Definitely.
A returning friend to the show. We haven't had you on since season 1.
Man.
Things were a lot more primitive back then. Those were the dark ages.
Listen, man, y'all
we're coming to the light.
A long way, man.
Yeah.
Y'all got foam on the wall and shit. Y'all bougie now.
Hey, man, this our calling card. When you see the blue and black, you know where they at.
Man,
sure.
listen, I heard y'all in the hallway. I'm like, damn, where them niggas at? Oh, okay, they that way.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we just trying to make moves, man. So it is what it is. Brother, how was your week, man?
Week was good. I finally saw Black Panther.
Good job.
I finally saw it.
Good job, man.
I feel vindicated. The movie, I'm not even going to, we can just jump into it. The movie was so fucking good. Yeah. It exceeded my expectations.
Absolutely.
Me and you had a conversation off air, but we often talk about, like, when Kendrick's first album came out, I had a copy of that shit like a week before it hit. Mm-hmm. And I've been listening to it, and I was telling you how good it was going to be. Like, I kept telling you every day, like, look, you need to I'll bring you a copy of this shit. Yeah. It's that fucking good. And you was like, nah, I want to wait till it come out because...
I waited till midnight, literally that night. I wanted to listen to it.
Because you was like, my review made it seem like it was an amazing album. You didn't want to be disappointed.
Right.
And that's how I felt before I saw Black Panther. Like, I saw all the quotes floating around online, hearing everybody's reviews and what they had to say about it. I'm like, man, this shit can't be that good. Then I saw it.
Man.
Then I saw it, and that shit was good.
It was fucking
It was
great.
Amazing. It was damn near flawless.
Yeah. So if you guys have not seen it, you need to see it. Also, my good friend Trinidad Ann is starting up a podcast based around movie reviews and some series or whatever, and we uploaded an episode earlier this week called Wakanda Forever, the Black Panther review.
I didn't even know y'all was recording.
Why not?
Till I just saw it. Because first of all, you didn't run it past me.
Lies.
That's you doing that solo shit again. You didn't run it past me. And
We talked about a week ago. Matter of fact, about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I was just happening to be thumbing, and I saw the alert that it was a new episode, and I said I wasn't here. How was there? How was there a new episode and I wasn't involved?
Oh shit!
If a nickel dime gets sold in the park, I want in. But it was a good ass episode. Thankfully, I had seen the movie by the time the episode came out, so I didn't feel lost.
Yeah, so if y'all haven't, wait till you see it and then go listen to the review episode because we did go in. I thought it was really, really dope. I've been watching every interview and video on it since, so I know everything. And I've also been watching a lot of our colonizers online very, very angry about this movie and the joy and the happiness that has instilled in a lot of people.
The niggas is what pissed me off more than the colonizers, though. See, because it's expected from them.
Yeah.
I expect you to be on some bullshit. I don't expect black people to constantly, discredit and downplay black people.
There's nothing.
We can't be happy about shit. Period.
It seems that way.
Period. But my thing is this, though. It's so convenient for these motherfuckers because, first of all, it's a lot of people who don't have a stance on anything otherwise.
Right.
So they never take a stand, yay or nay, on any other subject until they see black people rally behind something. I don't give a fuck if it's marching, if it's kneeling on the football field, if it's rioting, if it's Black Panther. Now you motherfuckers gonna come out with your critiques. You feel me?
Whenever I see joy, I want to come hate on that shit.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? But you motherfuckers, because now you talking about, oh, y'all want to put all this money in the white man pocket. My nigga, that's what you do all day, every day, though.
I bought some Disney stock a week before.
But that's what you do all day, every day. Nigga, you just balled out for Christmas for your kids. You know what I'm saying? Because now we go see a movie that's representing us.
You don't own Mattel, you don't own PlayStation,
you know what I'm
Nike.
saying? All this shit. Or no stock for the shit, like Jay just said. You know what I'm saying? So you're not getting no residual bread. You just dick sucking another motherfucker's culture. But when we come out and see ourselves portrayed as fucking kings, as superheroes and not slaves or thugs or bad parents and all this dumb shit, when we come out to support that, now you got a problem with it. You a coon.
I'll take you on that one.
Yeah. And also, I was listening to somebody like, oh, you don't know. We know what Disney is the big company brand, right?
Right.
But you don't know who's sitting in them seats. You didn't know that the head of Marvel was a black man. Like you didn't know that the last 3 writers of the movie Black Panther have been black people, and you don't know.
Ta-Nehisi Coates is right before it right now.
Yeah, it's kind of disrespectful if I'm a black person who have made my way up through corporate America in this quote unquote white company, and I'm at a position to actually pull shots and pull strings, and I green light a quote unquote black film, and then people say y'all just making that white man money. No, nigga, don't discount my struggle that I got here and putting shit on for people who need to see shit.
It's 2018. We're getting like a full live action film based on a black superhero. I know we had Spawn, Blade, all that, but nothing quite at this level.
Yeah,
I want to know what fucking entity exists that don't make the white man money.
Because you pay your rent or your mortgage every month.
Period. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, stop paying DTE and be cold as shit. Stop paying your water bill. You know what I'm saying? You only revolutionary when it's come time to downplay your own kind.
Hey, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Huge fuck you to DTE and that $533 I gave them on Tuesday.
My light bill last month was like $520.
Oh, this shit not right, dog.
Bro.
And man, I turn my heat down to like 50 when I leave the house.
That shit ain't right.
And
anyway,
if you don't pay no bills, don't touch my shit.
You said DTE and my heart dropped. Like I got scared. Like
this,
are they coming back?
It was triggering. It was triggering.
Them niggas the mob.
Yeah.
Straight up.
So let me ask y'all a question. Since we all done seen Black Panther, what's a better fictional country that you would like to live in? Wakanda or Zamunda?
Wakanda.
Okay.
I'm a tech nigga. You know what I'm saying? I like the gadgets and shit. Like I want the gadgets.
I'm just saying I know in Zamunda they was knocking them down though. You know what I'm saying? They was busting them down. The father and her Prince Hakeem, they was busting them down. So I don't know. I might be with Simi on some Zamunda shit. I don't know.
Only knock I got on Zamunda is we never saw all of it. Yeah. We saw all of Wakanda, and they was living all right.
True that, because like it's like
where nobody's struggling.
You go to Jamaica on a resort. That could be Zamunda. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get off the resort, it's like, oh, shit.
Once you leave Prince Hakeem's crib, it shit get real for you.
Shout out to, man. So I told you I was watching all the different interviews or whatever. This is going to sound stupid, and I apologize. I did not know how fine Lupita was, dog.
Yeah. Kind of snuck up on me, too.
I didn't realize. She's
fine. A beautiful woman.
Like, bro. Like I was in that motherfucker like a little kid. Like damn, like all of them though. You feel me? All of them was so fucking beautiful, man, with them full ass lips and all them complexions. I was like,
And I've been watching Walking Dead for the last 8 years, and I didn't realize how good Michonne looked.
Caught you off guard.
Yeah, because you know,
Been right up under your nose.
because they make her. I mean, they look dirty and dingy and shit.
That fake
in the
dreadlock
movie.
weave done fooled all of us.
Man, that was just an excellent movie, man. So,
excellent.
shout out to that, man. Anything else that pop off this week for you?
Not that I could think of. This week was a good week, man.
Man, it hit 60 degrees. This week, 63 degrees.
That's pneumonia weather. That shit is just a.
Yeah.
It's I don't believe that shit.
That shit tricked me to want to pull my bike out, but I just got over a cold, so I ain't doing it.
Nope, you be in the hospital next week.
Them potholes ain't no joke. You fuck
my
around, end up in
nigga.
Zamunda. You might fall
My
through that
nigga,
motherfucker.
It's one on fucking Schoolcraft and Greenfield. Like
Nick, I know exactly
you
what
can't
you're
even
talking
call that
about.
a fucking pothole. That's an impact crater right there.
It is a huge hole in the
Like,
ground.
bro, real shit. That bitch the size of a hula hoop.
That's where that meteor fell.
And on Mound Road,
Oh,
they
shit.
crazy too.
You seen that video?
Yeah.
Did you see the video that went viral on the lady that was driving crazy on 8 Mile?
I seen that shit.
Yeah, where she was just
bugging the fuck
swerving
out,
on 8.
doing donuts and
Yeah,
shit.
busting, running through cars and like Jesus Christ.
She's high off something.
Definitely high.
I'm gonna pray for her.
Shout out
But-
to that man who held her down.
But yo, straight up though, I had to tell somebody like, yo, my nigga, these potholes are evolving. Like I've never seen them this bad. I've been in Detroit my whole life, and
This shit
I've
bad.
seen them. But now it's some new shit going on with this fucking concrete.
So I got an easy fix for potholes. Y'all want to hear it?
Yeah.
Here it go. Legalize weed in Michigan, recreational weed, tax it, and use that shit to fix the streets.
Never gonna happen.
But the problem
And call it potholes.
that was clever. I like that. See what you
But
did
dude,
there.
Yeah, like let that shit fix the streets.
But see, the problem is the material that they use. You know,
Yes.
that's the problem. You know, but so when the water gets down in there, the water freezes and it expands, and we drive over it. Boom, it thaws, and now the shit all loose again. So that's the problem.
And we go through the. But it seemed like this year is worse than other years.
This is the worst year
because they
to
keep
date.
they keep using cheaper and cheaper materials to get the bid. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
That's how I come in lower. I get the bid, and we pay the price for it. And then 2 years from now, the fucking freeway gonna be shut down for about a year, and then like it's the
and
same cycle.
they gonna stop using that dumb shit, and they gonna actually just use concrete this time. So
Or they should just use plastic.
Use plastic.
Yeah,
They
man.
should definitely use.
I forget. I think it's in Norway where they have like plastic roads or whatever, and then underneath the roads they have like the infrastructure and pipelines and shit like that. So when something fuck up, they'll just come over, take one little section out, and replace it. It's real quick. It's real seamless, and they got like Wi-Fi cord. Everything is underneath the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Bro,
it's
they
2018.
They could use all of those goddamn used tires though. Like you grind them bitches up and just like, cause there's no way to. Like, I seen a video. They was burning millions of them. Had this big ass field. It was literally millions of tires, and they just set them bitches on fire.
And everything is biodegradable, and everything is like recyclable and reusable. So you're not using. It's like stop using all this waste and let's just do the shit. And then you know how you have like heated sidewalks.
Yeah.
You can do that on the road, on the freeway, whatever. So you won't actually have ice out there because
Just heat them bitches up a little bit.
You know what I'm saying?
There you
And
go.
since it's a porous surface, you can actually direct the water to the drains.
Don't even worry about it. We're gonna talk about this shit off air,
You know
and
what
we
I'm
just
saying?
gonna drop this $1 billion company on their ass.
That's what we gotta do.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, man. So another thing before we get into our our real deep topics. Well, I guess this one could be one too. So we kind of talked about it last week, but I want to talk about it again. There was a school shooting, and of course, based off school shootings, a lot of conversation comes about gun control, Second Amendment. You know, and then the kids in Florida, like, that we're not going to take this anymore. We did a walkout and everything, like. And then, like, this week, I understand this is a very emotional time for a lot of people, man, and rightfully so. But this week, a lot of people who have never purchased a gun have explained to me how easy it is to purchase a gun in Michigan, and have explained to me like all these different things that they've heard on television or seen in like on an online post that's just not true, and like a lot of conversation that happens over this, and like I got a fix to fix all this shit. Like it ain't.
This is gonna be unpopular.
No, I mean it's very logical. I like to deal in logic and common sense. You know.
Okay. What's the fix?
The gun control debate, it's not gonna fix something. Like, I understand that In Florida specifically, they need to tighten some shit up because the laws in Michigan are stricter than the ones in Florida. So yes, there definitely needs to be some shit tightened up. But that's not going to stop somebody from doing anything. Like guns is illegal. Murdering is illegal right now, and people still murder. So you put another law in place, it won't do nothing. The mental health thing, like, hey, we need mental health checks. Yes, I think that is possible. We should need that. But it's not logical. It's not feasible because then that means there has to be one giant record where everybody's medical records are stored, and you have to give access to your medical records to Dunham's or whoever to see if you got a mental health issue. Yeah, and that's
HIPAA laws.
Yeah, and there is no one universal place where all your medical records are filed because each hospital is different HMOs. Like it just
that doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. So
that leads to all type of different confidentialities, security breaches.
And what that also will do is stop people from getting medical help. Because if I know I'm not going to be able to carry a gun or do something because I reported that I have mental health issues, I'm not going to go. And that's going to end up being worse. So I do think we need to realize and live in the reality that we are in. Now, we both went to Cody, me and Tariq. We walk through metal detectors every day. Mm-hmm. In the hood,
it's a way of life.
We walk through metal detectors. There was police officers, actual police officers there.
But did you see that there was a police officer? There was an armed police officer at the school. That didn't go back in.
Yeah. Sometimes there's even dogs there. You know what I mean? So we need to put police officers in every school across the country. The federal government should foot the bill for that. Put police officers in every school, armed police officers, not like the security guard, not the guardian alarm, whatever, actual police officer. You damn near should just put a mini station inside of the school because we used to have mini stations in the neighborhoods or whatever. Like what's safer place than that? Also, you do need metal detectors. And I know I don't want my children going through metal detectors. Well, they go to the Tigers game, don't they? They go to the Lions game, don't they?
Pistons.
They go to they go through the bank, they go to court, they go through everything. This is the reality that we're in. So if I'm about to go shoot up the school and I know that there's a metal detector there and there's an armed police officer there, that may stop me from going in, or there is some sort of thing that can actually
alert people, some type of deterrent.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what it is, basically. You know what I'm saying? It's
not foolproof, but it's not slow it down.
Totally preventative, but it's to make a motherfucker at least think twice.
And that's something immediate and tangible that you can do right now, and you can see results of that.
I'm glad you said that. That's immediate and tangible is going to come back in our later conversation.
Because, we need to do the gun laws. Okay, that's cool, but how do I stop somebody from doing that?
Laws only apply to people who follow laws.
100%.
Criminals don't give a fuck about the law.
Yeah.
I'm going to steal a car to go kill this motherfucker anyway, so you think I care if the gun is registered or not?
Right. I mean, and we just got enough technology to maybe the school door shouldn't just be open.
I mean, but what they're going to say about the mini stations and about the police and about the metal detectors is the cost. Especially here in Detroit. I mean, that's going to be the argument. Mm-hmm. We just consolidated precincts here in Detroit, closed down a couple because the city went through the bankruptcy shit and all that. So
closed down quite a few precincts.
Absolutely, and a lot of fucking schools. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna talk budget. That's gonna be it's gonna become that political conversation where the shit doesn't go anywhere. Meanwhile, we're paying the ultimate price because our children are dying.
Which is why the federal government need to step in, and the federal government need to foot that bill.
And it's not gonna happen with 45.
No, it's not.
He don't give a fuck.
I just think that's an immediate, tangible item that no one ended to talk about. Everyone just want to go, well, let's talk about mental health. That's not going to stop somebody from wanting to go up in this bitch shooting. I do need some level of protection. I don't think the answer is arming all teachers.
Absolutely not.
Though, if I'm a card-carrying member of a CCW, I think I should be able to carry mine wherever I want to.
But I could see the new narrative being a teacher in the classroom shooting a student.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
You have to understand the demographic, right? Education, K through 12, is dominated by one specific group, Caucasian women.
Yes.
The police force is dominated by one specific group, Caucasian men. Mm-hmm. So a motherfucker don't leave their bias and their racism at the door when they punch in. Obviously, we wouldn't have Trayvon Martins and all of those. We're going to have a whole lot of more of those if we give all of these Caucasian women guns.
I felt threatened
I
in the
was
classroom.
threatened by the way he opened his lunchbox.
Yep.
You know, because this bitch having a bad day because your husband fucking Stacy. Now you come in and you done shot Tyrone. You know what I'm saying, on some bullshit. And it's gonna be, he went for my gun.
Yep.
You know, all of that shit is gonna happen. So that's my fear of that shit because, you know, I got kids, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like real shit, it's nothing you gonna be able to tell me.
Nope.
It's nothing you're gonna be able to tell me.
Which is why I think it's the police officer route. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that many schools in the city, right?
No, there's still quite a few. When you look at like a lot of the schools that got shut down and that we grew up with are just charter schools now.
So if I got to put 100 extra police officers in the state of Michigan, all right,
And it's
for the whole entire state, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think we got a lot more schools.
the school system need to be revamped.
Absolutely.
Like revamped is like, as a parent, the school system and the school hours don't work no more. Like who is available at 3 o'clock in the afternoon to come pick up the children? Like both family members work now, right?
Yeah.
And like that's why is not a automatic latchkey or whatever just built into the school system?
Because it's a moneymaker.
The school system is the only institution that we have that has not evolved with the times.
At all.
It's the same exact way that they were teaching in fucking 1706. You know what I'm saying? It's the same exact paradigm. It does not change.
But everything else has evolved. The
Everything.
kids, the students.
It's the teachers, everything, technology, but the classroom is sit down, be quiet, and listen to me talk to you. And that's learning.
Yeah.
But me as an educator, I'm like, that shit doesn't work. There are thousands of studies proving that this shit does not work.
Yeah.
Children only have a 45-minute window, then they need to discharge. I need to let go of this shit for a second.
Yeah.
Run up the hall or do what the fuck ever and then come back. And that way I'll absorb the material better.
You mentioned something that I totally agree with, and something that Umar Johnson said. And I don't always agree with Umar on certain things, but in school, as it relates to school, and you said like the school is dominated by like white women.
Absolutely.
And as a young African American boy, you are expected to act like a woman.
Absolutely.
Not as in like feminine or whatnot, but like an adolescent male and an adolescent woman have two different things going on inside of their bodies, and it may not be feasible for me to sit down for long as a young male to sit down for long periods of time. So when you act out of what I think should be normal, now you're a problem child.
Disruptive.
Now you're getting disciplinary. Like to your point, like I need another way to be taught because it hasn't changed, it hasn't evolved. So maybe I need some more left versus right brain thinking, or maybe I just need to get up every 45 minutes or whatever.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
I need to switch up. It's like, so we need more diversity in our teaching.
I mean, go ahead.
And I was also going to say, like, you know, I'm a parent, just like you. I'm a parent of school age children, and I've seen all my kids that are in school. They learn. Each of them learns differently.
Yeah.
You know, my oldest son is very strong academically. My daughter is very strong academically. My youngest son, like, he struggles a little bit. But this year has been like one of his best years academically because he found a teacher that has learned how to connect with him and teach him in a way that he wants to learn. He wants to be responsive, and the information is sticking. Not to say that he doesn't get it, you know, in a typical setting, but he needs a different approach to his learning in order for it to be effective. And I think teaching black and brown children is a completely different spectrum than, you know, the teachers and what happens in school, in most schools right now.
100%.
There's a different way that they learn. They come into the school with a different set of issues, with a different set
Adult
of problems.
issues.
Fuck
Adult
yeah.
problems.
Yeah, I mean, but school wasn't designed for black and brown children.
It wasn't.
It was not. You know, when this country was first started, the first schools were for middle class and upper class Caucasian males. That's who we was in the fucking fields. You wasn't thought of. You know what I'm saying? So, and the paradigm has not changed. We fought to get into schools, but we never fought to change the curriculum. We never fought to change the way it's done. And that's why our children aren't learning the way they could. Children are more hands-on learners.
Exactly.
You can't see, because I mean, boy, what it is the school is training you to go to work.
Yeah.
And at work, you're supposed to listen,
Sit down,
follow follow instructions, and do. That's all I need you to
work.
do. Push the motherfucking buttons, file the motherfucking papers for 8 hours, and then go to fuck home, and then come back and do it again tomorrow.
And
so that's what they're training you to do.
And they training you to work in a society that don't exist no more.
Exactly.
The regular 9 to 5 pushing paper like that job don't really exist no more.
It's working 30 years, retiring, getting a pension. That shit's dead. It's dead. Like if you're not learning how to plan financially for your future after 25, 30 years worth of working, you're gonna be the old nigga at Walmart greeting people when they come in because you're gonna have to work till you die.
Yeah. But all this basically comes from the fact that like the school system and everything does need to be revamped, and the security and the safety of our children does need to be placed at a high priority. So if I can afford police officers to patrol sporting events, then I can help them protect our most valuable resources, which are the children,
our future.
Also, if you do not know about a particular subject, you should start off saying that, and don't tell anybody or speak to me about guns and different laws and different things if you don't know what you're talking about. If you have never purchased a gun, don't tell me about how easy it is to purchase a gun at a gun show. If you have never fired a gun, don't talk to me about rate of fire and how many quote unquote air quotes clips that you can put in the gun. Like you literally do not know what you're talking about.
You watching movies. You know what I'm saying? You living in Hollywood. You watching movies, and that's how you getting your information about guns.
Man, that's a big axe right there. Like people just want to fucking respond.
Yeah.
Man. They want to say
and
some
social
shit.
media is giving everybody a voice to respond.
When everybody shouldn't have a voice.
Yeah.
Period. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck who like it. Everybody shouldn't have. You're fucking stupid.
Well, I think everybody should have a voice and an opinion, but everyone's opinion is not rooted in experience and value and life lessons. So yes, you can have an opinion, but your opinion doesn't hold the same weight as someone who's actually been doing this shit, who knows about it. So if you study marine biology and I have a fucking idea on fucking orcas or some shit like that, okay, I can have an idea, but your opinion on it is much more valid than mine is.
That's like me telling Kobe Bryant how to shoot a free throw. Like, yeah, I know the basics of how to shoot a fucking free throw, but how I'm gonna tell this nigga what the fuck to do? He in the field every day. He one of the greatest to ever do it. Like, my opinion and what I got to say about it don't mean shit.
Yeah, I think a whole lot of people just need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Like I said, social media then gave a voice to the voiceless and made useless people feel useful.
Right. The false sense of importance.
Hell yeah.
All right, man. We hit the Black Panther. We hit the school shooting. So let's get into why we brought my brother Tariq on, man. And a lot done changed since the last time you was here.
Yeah.
You done added some degrees to the belt.
Yes.
Congratulations,
Still in
my brother.
man.
Congratulations.
You know, then did the graduation thing. About to do it again. And this summer. Then again, next year. Then inshallah, a couple more after that. But I'm gonna be a lifetime student because I don't want to pay Navient back. So
Yeah, I need to be a lifetime student as well because that's
stay
an
in
extra
that thing.
$4,000 tax credit on my taxes that I missed out on this year.
Shh, don't tell nobody.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm in school. I'm gonna be in school this year.
Listen, I mean, in that way, I just got the call like, yeah, your loans is about to come up for payment. Like, nah, bitch, I'm about to send you this schedule.
Different.
What are you talking about?
I'm never gonna pay.
Never.
I come from a long line of educators, and my grandfather had like several advanced degrees, and that's what he like literally would do. Is that when one would come up and they want that money from 40 years ago, you just go back and do another one.
I'm about to take this class. My nigga about to be in this gym class on your ass.
Now, also, since the last time you've been here, you've actually started doing lectures.
Yes.
Holding your own lectures. I know that's something you're very passionate about. How did that process go about? How you like it?
I love it. I love it because I love, educating my people. That's my passion in life, to be an educator. That's what I aspire to do, in a college setting. I can't teach little kids because I don't really like them that much. So I'm going to teach, people that look like me the shit that they really need to know and not all this dumb shit that we learning in these institutions. You know what I'm saying? You leave out of school. I know a girl graduated from U of M, and she ringing up jeans at Sears and Fairlane and shit. You know what I'm saying? So you owe $80,000 to this goddamn school, and
shout out to Sears and Fairlane. Worked there for a few years.
you making $12 something an hour. You know what I'm saying? And you trying to pay this shit back, but I have a degree. because we're still brought up on this: go to school, get a good education, so you can get a good job. But that doesn't exist anymore, like you said. That shit is dead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got people. We already know that 17, 18, 19-year-olds don't make the best decisions, but yet and still we let them choose what they want to go to school for. That's why you get your son go to fucking Florida A&M and he got down there majoring in modern dance or, you know what I'm saying, some shit that's irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Art history is like, who gives a fuck, my nigga?
You know, you make a good point with that because the children don't always make a good sound decision. And you guys remember a couple of weeks ago, there was a young man who was about to commit to what school he wanted to go to for football, and his mom got up and they walked off, and then everybody dragged his mom online, like, oh, is she a horrible parent, blah, blah, blah. Like, do y'all know what the situation was behind that?
Yeah, he was down in Florida involved in gangs, drugs, shit like that, and she wanted him to get away to try and better his life.
And like, this, like, everybody just dragged her. Like, that's that man's mother. She knows him better than y'all do, right?
Absolutely.
So if I had a conversation with my son and I don't feel that he is doing the right thing, I might be visibly upset. I could fake in front of the cameras, but I'm not that way. I'm real.
Right. But we've seen that happen like a little bit more in the last couple years when it's been coming to like signing day. Mothers be visibly, you know, and vocal about their son's decisions.
I just hated how we attacked her and just assumed that she must didn't get the money and like, why would y'all just do that to that woman?
But, and you know that's hating and all that shit. But my life could have took a very, you know, different turn if I would have listened to my mother.
Right.
I graduated on Thursday. Our graduation was on Thursday. I started Wayne State that Monday. You know what I'm saying? I had no break. Literally, I had that fucking weekend. That was it. But I was supposed to go to Pennsylvania to run track. You know what I'm saying? They was coming to my track meets and my football games like, yo, it's called Gaining University. And I'm talking about they was scouting me, all that shit. These had this little broad call me every week, like telling me how dope the school was. Like, I'm like, this was for a camera phone, so I didn't know how she looked and shit.
Yeah.
So, but we used to kick it and shit. She like, come down here. But I was scared to leave because I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I'm gonna be a broke college student like everybody else. You know, I was selling dope here. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm not about to leave this bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, quit playing. I can go right downtown to Wayne State at the school, do what I do, and end up going to Wayne State for a year and a half, dropping out, becoming fully immersed in the game, and next thing you know, boom, 5.5 years in prison.
Man, that's so crazy, man, because, I mean, I got a very similar story. Like, when I was younger, they sent information to my crib. They wanted me to go to Cranbrook. They offered me, like, to go to Cranbrook, and my parents talked to me about it, and like, you got to live, like, there? Like, hell no, I ain't leaving home. Like, what? I would be, no.
To leave Joy Road.
I'm not leaving home. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's not doing it. Running track, they wanted me to go. Alma College wanted me to go, but they didn't have a scholarship for me initially, so I was gonna have to go and run. I'm like, I'm not about to learn and run for free. My parents like, you should probably still do it. Things can change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Life could be totally different. Though I'm glad how everything turned out, but like
right.
Your mom or your father, your parents, sometimes they know better for you.
They're older, wiser people. They've made their decisions.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna say sometimes. Most of the time, 90% of the time, they know better. So yeah,
there's that. So I'm glad that's been working out for you, and
we was talking about the speaking, but yeah, like I'm like a really dope speaker for y'all who need people who speaking and shit. Yeah, I'm the shit, and like because I have a passion for what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just here to get a check.
Yeah.
I really care about you leaving with information that's going to help you. Mm-hmm. That's why I don't call myself a motivational speaker. You know what I'm saying? Because motivation dies. What you going to do once the motivation is gone?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's an empowerment speaking that I do. So you're going to leave here with the tools that you need to be successful in your endeavors. Yeah. Now, whether you use the tools is on you, right. But I'm not about to sit here and motivate you to do some shit. I'm going to empower you and give you the know-how on exactly A, B, and C, and D. Well, you know.
Yeah. I mean, motivational speakers is like... which is a dope thing, but it always ensures I have a job because my motivation is going to run out and now you can pay me again to come back.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But I'd rather just teach you and I don't need to come back because my goal ain't the money, it's the knowledge.
I care about the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, man. So look, you initially had made a post online, man, on Facebook. And
stirring up the pot.
And it was, I don't know, it was interesting. And I was just in the comments and I don't even think I actually commented on the original post. I just started looking. I was just
Oh no,
looking
you
up-
commented. You asked the question. You commented.
Yes. Oh yeah. I did. Yeah. So what was the statement? Tell me what the statement was.
The statement of the post.
Yeah.
The post said, the worst thing in the world is for a woman to allow a man to put babies in her and then call herself independent.
Okay.
Break that down for me, man, because that was a mouthful.
Okay. So I don't listen to the radio in my car. You know what I'm saying? I listen to lectures and shit because I'm like, I figured, I calculated, like I spend, outside of work, I spend the majority of my time in my car. You know, driving to and from work, to and from school, to and from the kids and all that shit. So I spend the majority of my day outside of work in the fucking car. I need to capitalize on this time that I'm spending in this fucking car. So I was like, okay, turn the fucking radio off, listen to some lectures. So that's what I do now. So I'm listening to I got a YouTube notification, you know what I'm saying, and about this speech this guy was doing that I fuck with, Tazariak, you know what I'm saying. Now, Tazariak is a Hebrew Israelite, right? I almost never agree with him.
He's wild.
He's very out there, but at the same time, I never seen him lose a debate. So that's what I admire. He's wrong as two left fucking shoes, but you can't prove it and beat him. And nobody has done it on the street so far that I have seen.
You don't think him and Polite went at it, right?
Yeah, and Polite almost got beat up and he's lost the debate.
You think he lost that debate?
Yes, he
Because I
lost
watched that because they were like, this the one they got. I'm like, I agree with Polite.
I mean, you agree, but the presence, you know what I'm saying? The presence in your argument is like, I think Tazariak.
And it was weird because he had the white boy with the braids standing behind him while you telling me all about this black
That's
power
why
shit.
that's why you lose. I'm be like,
I
oh,
was
this
like-
nigga so left field. Then you dress like a Power Ranger and shit.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like knock it off.
Anyway.
But anyway, yeah, I digress. So I'm listening to the brother, and he said that, you know what I'm saying, in the context of other things he was saying, but that snippet, that bar, those couple of bars, I'm like, yo, that was powerful. And so I posted it, you know what I'm saying, and I had no idea that I was going to be defending this stance for 2.5 days.
Yeah.
But that's what happened. I had like over 180 different comments. People, you know, I mean, but that's why you throw that shit out there. You know what I'm
100%.
saying? That's exactly why I throw little shit like that out there, just to see where people's heads are at. And it showed me where a lot of people's heads are at. Some people agree with it. Some people disagree with it. Some people attack. Some people, you know, it was a whole spectrum of things. But I stand by it. And I'll repeat it. It says the worst thing in the world is for a woman to allow a man to put babies in her and then call herself independent. Now, what people extracted from that is that the women are the worst thing in the world. But nowhere did it say that.
That's not what I took from it.
That's what a lot of women took from it.
Like I saw, and then there was a bunch of information or a bunch of comments. Because I think I made the initial question, and then I got tied up in like side comments.
Right.
Because I was reading, and it's just a certain way that I speak to women. You know what I'm saying? In a certain way, I was like, man, some of this just sound mad disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? To some, and I'm like, all right, like I get it. Like some of this shit just sound like mad disrespectful. Like there's just a certain way that I think a man should to speak to a woman in general, or a black woman at that, especially
Especially a black woman.
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, some of this shit was mad. So some of it had like, all right, see where you coming from. And then some of the comments, whatever, I'm like, oh, that's not true. Like what you like? No, this statement is not true, even though you use capital letters.
The comments definitely take shit left field because now I'm no longer arguing with the thing.
initial.
I'm arguing with your understanding of the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, as an educator, what I do is I have to come down to where you're at and bring you back to where I need you to be.
Yeah.
So I don't let people control the narrative. I don't allow people to control the narrative. See, but because I'll say like, well, I never said that.
Yeah.
Or you're arguing a point I didn't make.
Yeah.
Because I have to bring it back to what we're talking about. Because you about to make this personal and about you, thinking I'm attacking you when I don't even fucking know you.
Because it's almost human nature. So when something happens or you explain something, me to quickly find something else in my life that sounds similar and give you that example. Mm-hmm. So what you're basically saying is,
And
like,
you'll come with some shit that's totally over there.
like that's not about what I basically said. That's not about what I actually said.
Exactly.
So I did have questions. So
Okay.
what do you mean when you say when a woman allows a man to put babies inside of her?
I mean, sex is a conscious decision.
Right.
You know, any outside of rape, sex is a conscious decision. You
100%.
have two consenting adults getting together, engaging in a sexual act.
Right.
So If you engage in that act unprotected, you know the consequences.
What if it wasn't unprotected?
If it wasn't unprotected?
Yes.
If she was on the pill, if she was
condom. I broke a few of my times.
Yeah, shit happens.
Yeah.
But it's still a consequence of sex.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is a possibility.
Yeah.
And I have to consider that possibility.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And okay, boom. Let's just go with that example.
Yeah.
A woman gets with a man, they using protection, the condom breaks.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have another decision to make. Am I going to keep this child or am I not going to keep this child? That's the decision that you have to make. You have to. I'm not. It's not how I feel about it. These are realistic options in 2018. You can run to fucking CVS and get a Plan B pill.
Well, they're realistic options for some people.
For some people,
because some people, I won't take the child's life.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
But there are options. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's two sides. I can do this or I can do that. Well, in that decision comes another on both sides. Comes a whole host of other decisions. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's say you decide to keep the child. Yep. Okay, boom, you decide to keep the child. Now, I have to make the decision about this person. Is this person that I chose willingly to give myself to parent material? Is this motherfucker a good example of what I think a father should be to my son? Because I'm speaking from the woman's point of view. Or am I going to be doing this shit on my own?
Absolutely.
So these are realities. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Nothing is set in stone. I'm saying these are realities. These are real possibilities because we know it's some good fathers and it's some ain't shit fathers. Yeah. Period. So who did you decide to give yourself to? And that's what I'm going to go back to. Because the stakes are so high, because 72% of black children are raised in single family homes, and we know for a fucking fact that the majority of those single families are mothers. That's something we don't even have to debate. You don't know as many single fathers as you know single mothers. Let's be honest about this shit. So 72% of black children are raised in single parent homes by their mothers.
That could be state sponsored. The reason is that way.
A whole lot of reasons. Yeah. A whole lot of reasons. We ain't talking about the reasons yet. We ain't even gonna talk about this. We're just looking at the facts. Okay. We know that this is a reality. Mm-hmm. So in 2018, and I'm a woman, and I'm making this short. I know the reality around me in the world. This ain't just Detroit. This ain't just Michigan. This the fucking world. You know what I'm saying? I know this to be true. So, what is my criteria for giving myself to a man? What is the criteria? And if I'm saying, just like you said, this is something that we can do immediately that will manifest itself. This is something that we can do immediately. A nation is only gonna rise to the height of the standards of their women. Period. If you want black men to be better, you have to hold us more accountable. You can't fuck the nigga at the gas station that was asking you for change and think that he's gonna love you the way you see on these fucking memes and be Jim Jones on Love and Hip Hop and think you're gonna live this extravagant ass life. You've never even heard him speak about the children that he already has, yet you decide to give this man your body. What is the criteria? And I'm not saying this is all situations, but I'm saying these things happen. So what is the criteria? We have to dissect the criteria for a woman giving herself to a man.
But
go ahead.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
Well, that's one thing of it about bringing the baby up in a loving and a safe environment. Mm-hmm. That doesn't, in my opinion, that doesn't have a lot to do with the fact that if this man and woman were in a particular relationship, may have a child, in their actual relationship, things don't work out. Like, you're a good person. Like, I think you are a father material and everything. In our actual relationship, things don't work out. I no longer want to be with you. Mm-hmm. I don't want you to not be in my child's life anymore, but I no longer want to be in a relationship with you. And I've seen situations where the men, like, well, if you, I'm not in the baby's life, I'm not in your life, right? Mm-hmm. And at this particular point, the mother is left by herself. She's independent because I don't have. She's
by herself, and being independent are two different things. Being alone and being independent are not the same thing.
So I guess the question is, when you say independent, what's your definition of independent?
It's not. See, that's what I'm saying. We don't fuck my definition. It don't matter how I feel about it. What does the word mean? You know what I'm saying? Independent, not dependent, not subject to control by others, self-governing, not affiliated with a large control unit. Let's get to what really matters. Not requiring or relying on others. So just because you don't have what you need does not make you independent. You still need it.
Well, nobody
You just
independent.
don't. Exactly. So
In this
why?
world.
So why are we saying it, and why are black women wearing it like it's a badge of fucking honor? Because they're the only demographic of women that I see saying it. I've never met an independent Chinese woman in my life. I've never met an independent Korean woman, an independent Puerto Rican woman. I've just never seen it. So I'm just saying, our women are wearing this like a badge of honor and not realizing that the game is being played.
Well, I put it like this. You can almost strike the word independent from the dictionary because there's nothing that's independent.
So why the
Period.
fuck are they saying it?
Because
That's my point.
So when they say it, because I know what they're referring to. What they're referring to as in, I don't have any assistance from this child's father to help me raise this child. And so I'm an independent parent.
No.
In the context of parenting, because parenting is usually two people coming together.
But is that a badge, really? Is that something that you want to hang your hat on?
It's not a badge.
Period.
And just to speak on what you said now, when a woman chooses to give herself, I mean, I'll be perfectly honest. As a man, I haven't always made the best decisions with who I've chosen to lay down with.
Absolutely.
And I have to take some of that responsibility on myself that I've made, not even with people that I have children with, but just in general. I've made poor decisions.
If you would have impregnated a thought.
Yeah.
You would be responsible for that because you knew that she wasn't mother material.
Now I remember,
Exactly.
Period.
Now I remember my quote, my post or whatever. So my question was, all right, I'll give you the fact that because the question, reading through the comments, it was like women need to take responsibility for the man that they chose to lay down with. Like that was the emotion that I got from the thread. So my question was like, so, all right, person they thought they was in love, I fucked up. This person ended up leaving me. I have a child and I don't have any other support or whatever. Normally the father would be there or whatever. And I'm raising this child by myself. What exactly does the accountability look like? Because after the conversation is over, all right, fine. I was with this man. He's not in my life anymore. Like, what does the quote unquote accountability do? Because at the end of the day, I'm still me and this child by myself.
Understandable. So this is my thing. And this goes back just to calling things what they are and nothing else.
Yeah.
Accountability, all of that. You're still not independent. Period. Just because you don't have what you need doesn't make you independent because you still need it. And like I say, 72% of black children are raised in a single family home. Our children die in the streets more than any other children on earth. Our children are incarcerated more than any other children on earth. So this independent shit is obviously not working. You just don't have what you need and you're wearing it like a badge of honor. That would be, and this is my best example, like the movie Alive. You remember the movie Alive? Came out in the mid-90s about the plane crash?
Yeah.
People, you know what I'm saying? The survivors.
They're cannibalizing each
Right.
other.
The survivors had to eat the dead bodies to stay alive. That would have been like them niggas coming back talking about Team Cannibal. No, you did what you had to do to survive. That's not nothing to brag about. Doing what you have to do and saying, oh, I'm independent, I'm independent, Miss Independent, all this dumb shit. Words matter. Words matter. They shape the reality around us. Point blank, period. So you are propagating and professing your independence. What are you doing to potential suitors? What are you doing to that man who's been next to you, not saying shit for years, wanting to be a part of you, wanting to be a part of those children's lives, but you independent. You so fucking strong-minded. It's not working. What you're doing is counterproductive to our advancement. And I'm saying we need to remedy that shit so we can have a better outcome.
So what's the remedy? Is it submission? Is it?
It's not submission. It's a lifestyle change. It's a change in your mind state.
So let me ask you this, because I know a lot of single mothers that do very well for themselves. They do well for their children, and yeah, they are raising these young men and women in a home where there is no father figure. But they're still doing a sufficient job. Now, I'm a huge proponent that I don't feel like, and this is not a knock to single mothers at all, because again, I know some incredible ones.
My mother was one.
Yeah, but I just feel like for a young man, there are certain things that he needs to see from a man in order to be able to become the full potential of a man that he can be. So now we're in a situation where these single mothers, they are raising their children by themselves primarily. what can she do now, just in your opinion, what can she do now at this point to break that cycle, to break that thinking of I'm independent and I don't need that assistance, because she still needs something. So what can she do?
Absolutely. See, now look, and here's just another example. Y'all remember Players Club?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all remember when Diamond would go to the club, what would she do? She would drop the baby off to her mother.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So Diamond was absolutely not independent. Because she can't go make her money that she needs to take care of her child if she don't have those parents there to watch the
But
child.
I mean, it takes a village.
Exactly. That's my point.
Okay.
That's my fucking point. Just because you doing shit don't make it right. You can decide to smoke crack. That don't make that shit a good decision. So because you're doing this thing, what you have to do, and no one's knocking you for taking care of your child, that's what you're supposed to do. But that don't mean that this shit is okay, or this is the way it's supposed to be, or it's something to brag about.
I don't think that it's something to brag about, but we do know that raising a child in a single home is exponentially harder than raising a child in a two-parent home.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
when you look at all the statistics from poverty, from death, and crime rates, it's not black versus white. It's actually two-parent homes versus single-parent homes. And like when you look at the numbers, it is exactly flipped.
Agreed.
So all the white folks who are in poverty and got children in jail, whatever, it's directly tied to the fact that if your parents had you after 18, or if they were married when they had you and they were graduated from high school and had a full-time job. Like if you were over the age of 18, have a full-time job, and married when you have a children, your life statistically is a lot better. We talked about this on the episode.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And low key, those numbers came from that racist white dude we were just listening to.
But I mean,
I checked them, and they were actually correct.
But even just speaking from like, go ahead.
But the point I was making is, we know that it's exponentially harder to be a single parent versus a two-parent household.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
So when they say I'm independent or whatnot, we can look at the definition of the word and break down, well, you should use a different word, but most people would know what I'm conveying. What I'm conveying is I am doing this job by myself harder. I'm doing a harder job by myself. I wish it wasn't that way, but the person that I chose to lay down with did not value the same values that I had ultimately or whatever. Like, so at this particular point, I am actively in a harder situation than I am in. That's what I think that people mention. It's not the fact that the definition of the word independent, but I'm really just trying to say as I am in a harder situation currently than
I agree. I agree with that, and I didn't come here to argue semantics. So we're fuck the word. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the mentality that comes with it.
Gotcha.
Super Bowl commercials cost $40 million fucking dollars because words matter, because images matter. Period. They not paying all this money because it don't do shit. Psychologists have studied this shit. You about to have 100 million motherfucking viewers. We gonna show this dinosaur next to this Dorito bags and these niggas want these Doritos. Period. We studied this shit. So words and images matter. If I'm saying that I'm independent, what am I showing my son? I'm a mother of a boy and a girl. What am I showing them? I'm showing my girl, you can do this on your own.
Showing him you don't need to be there.
I don't need you.
or
So it's gonna, but that's what I'm saying. Let's look at the outcomes. What is the reality around us? A bunch of motherfucking guys sleeping around with a bunch of kids. You know what I'm saying? Still 72% single. So it's not getting any better because that independent shit came in with the crack shit. You know what I'm saying? This shit all came in around the same time to purposely break up the black family. And the
100%.
black women don't understand that they are being used as the greatest weapon against their men.
But you made a really good point, or what I pulled from it. Like, they've been single and independent so long, the black family has been systematically torn apart.
Exactly.
So now how do we change that? Because how do we make marriage, relationships, wanting to keep the family structure alive that much more popular and more viable?
because the marriage ain't it. Like, it don't have to be it.
Well, not marriage,
You know what I'm saying?
but saying that we in this thing, we made this child, we in this thing together,
Right.
and we gonna work it out for the betterment of our family and for our child.
And that's what I'm talking about, the remedy, the immediate fucking remedy. And it comes down to your VIPs, your values, your interests, and your principles. If you don't have those, you're burnt from the gate. You probably shouldn't even be having fucking kids, in my opinion. Period. Because a lot of people shouldn't have kids.
Oh,
A lot of
definitely.
people are bad fucking mothers and bad fucking fathers. Period. But I'm talking about those people who actually want You know what I'm saying? Want children, want to be parents, all that shit. So we have to come up with a better criteria for busting down thoughts and busting down deadbeats. The measuring stick or the barometer has to be higher. You know what I'm saying?
Self-respect then.
Period. I have to, nigga.
I got to value myself.
I have to value myself. I got to go to your house. I got to see you with your other kids. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that has to be, because look at what it's costing us. Our kids are dying more than anybody else.
On both sides, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the argument in the comment was like, well, all the pressure is put on the woman, but it takes two people to have sex.
Exactly. But see, that's what I'm saying. Look at the statement. The statement is not pointing blame or fault finding on either end. It's saying the circumstance of this woman after she gets pregnant, and the circumstance of her calling herself independent is horrible. Irregardless of how you got there, that's a bad situation. Rape is bad.
Right.
Period. That's what I'm saying.
This is the only thing, though. So, you said, so for example, you use your mom as example, right? So she was a single mom, right? Mm-hmm. That didn't leave a bad taste in your mouth, as far as like it didn't teach you that no one wasn't needed, because right now you literally are preaching the exact opposite, right? So what it can show you, it could show you is that, hey, I don't need no man, or it can show you that in spite of no one else being here, I'm still going to raise you. So there's two ways that you can always look at something, right? It's not that you don't. Now, if it's that I don't need a man, I mean, if it's literally the mantra, because sometimes I do hear this, I don't need no man, I'm good at such and such, I'm mama.
It's songs about this.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
But I think it's
that I don't agree with 100%. Like,
I think at some points we either mimic what we see, or we decide that what I've seen isn't comfortable for me. So let me change
be
the
the
narrative
100%.
moving forward.
And we talk about this in psychology, right? And I'm gonna come right back to that mom situation, but I just use examples to help people understand what I'm talking about. So you know what I'm saying? Let's say your father drank, right? Or you're our dad. Me and Jason, we your kids. You know what I'm saying? You're our dad. You come in the house every night at 10 o'clock, wasted. Jason's older than me. He sees you throwing up, earling, all this shit. You know what I'm saying? He like, I ain't never gonna fucking drink.
Right.
But when I see you come in the room, you happy as hell, oh, give me kids, da da da. So I have a different perspective. We in the same household, the same father.
Exactly.
We seeing the same thing, but we both seeing it differently.
Yeah.
So I want to turn up because dad is turned up. You like, this nigga sick as hell, he about to be hungover in the morning, blah, this nigga dumb as hell. So you never take a drink in your life, and I'm the party animal. That's how this shit can happen. But in my household, I can understand relationships not working. You know what I'm saying? Because I got baby mamas. You know what I'm saying? None of them are independent. None of them they're single, but not one of them can look at me and say, oh, I'm independent.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm here more than you would like me to be here in some cases.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't even want me here, but I'm here. Stop playing, because these are my children. I made them, so I'm going to raise them. Point blank, period.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? But I didn't have that example. I didn't have that to look at. And I grew up with one side of the story, and my mama was dogging my father. I didn't start liking this nigga till I was like 17. Because all I was getting was one side of the story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then once I get older and I realize, okay, some relationships don't work out, but you still a hoe ass nigga for leaving me at 2 years old. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have you. Nigga, I learned how to fight on my own. I learned how to fish and cut grass and, put on the counter. I did that shit on my own.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where the fuck were you? But my mother telling me how independent it never fucking happened, because she knew I need this motherfucker. Just because I don't have them, don't make me independent. Because guess what we had? We had fucking Focus Hope. We had the neighbor down the street to drop us off at daycare. We had other people. So you're interdependent than a motherfucker. You just don't have that other piece. So what I'm saying is a lot of women just don't have the other piece, and they're misconstruing that to be independence, when it's not. It's really something else. You just don't have what you need to succeed.
Okay.
And we have to change. To remedy that, we have to change our mindset towards sex and relationships,
100%.
toward children.
Definitely.
Because like I say, my whole thing is the fucking end game. The end game is the babies. Fuck adults.
Which is why I don't have no children right now, because I'm not gonna have a baby mama.
It's a lot to risk.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, you never plan for that. I don't think you wake up and say, you know what, I'm gonna have 4 baby mamas. No, sometimes life fucking happens.
I'm extra careful. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm literally extra careful with some of the women that I choose to be with, because, like, damn, nigga, if I fuck up, nigga, I'm stuck with this one.
The stakes.
I mean,
are high.
And I've seen it directly in my family when that shit fuck up.
Oh,
how that relationship
it's fucked the fuck up.
Oh my goodness.
And it's scary to me. In real life, it's scary because I have men in my family who have went through the ringer with the shit. And reverse, I have aunts in my women in my family who got divorced, and the nigga ended up getting alimony. And the nigga, like, I've seen this shit work both ways. I'm like, dog, this shit, the stakes are so fucking high that I gotta be very, very selective.
And I think we sometimes confuse love and lust. We don't ask enough questions. We don't see enough. We don't digest enough about that person. You just see the physical. You see,
which is natural still.
Yeah, which is very natural. But sometimes that physical will have you fucked up for 18 to 19 years.
Love is the absolute number one dumbest reason to be with anybody.
It's insane. It's literally you are literally insane.
Love is the number one dumbest fucking reason I can choose to marry someone, sleep with someone because I love you. Who gives a shit? Ike loved Tina.
And I love
Tina loved Ike.
And love is conditional. People say that their love is unconditional.
Ain't
Love is conditional than a motherfucker.
What's the condition that you're gonna stop loving your children?
That's the only pure love. I was just about to say that. That's the only pure love. That's the only. That's the only unconditional love I have experienced in my life.
If one of my children, if one of my kids was to hurt or somehow. If my son was to kill my daughter, then that would, kill the relationship. If I find out he molested his sister, that would kill the relationship.
But you would probably still love your son.
Somewhere.
I probably wouldn't. Not if he molested my daughter, I wouldn't.
Like I mean,
I said, and it was a couple years ago. It was a news story. It was a news story about a guy who found out his son
because he found out he was molesting.
You know what I'm saying? He killed. You like, yo, you gotta go. Like, you out of here. You know what I'm saying? You violated your little sister. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like
you can. I remember that.
Unconditional love is the children is the only unconditional love I have ever experienced in my life. My kids love me no matter if I got $10,000 or $10. You know what I'm saying? They like, nigga, daddy here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Nigga, daddy taking me to the McDonald's or to the movies or whatever. I don't fuck with McDonald's. I'm just an example. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? My fucking dad is helping me with my homework. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only unconditional love that I've ever experienced in my 34 years on this earth. I've never seen it. You know what I'm saying? And me, like most people, I don't have an example to follow of a successful relationship. The majority, that's a fucking majority because 52% of marriages end in divorce.
I was blessed.
So we don't have an example.
You know what I'm saying? I was blessed to grow up in a household where I had a wonderful example. You know what I'm saying? My mom, my father, right? And I say this before, like I have literally never seen anybody love another person as much as my father loved my mom. You know what I'm saying? And like all the trials and tribulations they went through in the later part, you know what I'm saying, of her life. I've seen it.
Yeah, and I had that same I grew up in a two-parent household.
I've seen it. I know
my
what it
parents
looks
were
like.
together till my mother passed.
I seen it. I know what it looks like, and until I see it like in my actual life, in my day-to-day dating life, everything else has been kind of.
So that's your barometer,
Absolutely.
Jay. So that's your barometer. So you're using that as the touchstone for your fucking relationships. And what I'm saying is we need that.
Absolutely.
Fuck this. Jay said it takes a fucking village. So since knowing it takes a village, knowing what's out here, knowing the baby daddy, baby mama epidemic, knowing the single woman, knowing the independent shit is out here, and the nigga bros over hoes. That's the dumb. Like, y'all niggas gay. Like what is that shit?
That's a European.
You know what I'm saying? So
like, and not. I'm not saying that as a jest to like. That's literally the Greek. The European shit.
Yeah, exactly. So with all of these mind states out there, we need a better barometer.
But I mean, I'll be honest, I had the barometer and still made a lot of fucked up decisions.
That's a conscious choice that you have to take a. That's when personal responsibility comes in. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is this: black women cannot be so fragile that they're above reproach. When the fuck did that happen? No one can be critiqued because you had a baby with a whole ass nigga. We can't critique you now. You're above reproach. You're so fragile that we can't say anything to you. We can't correct you when you're wrong. How the fuck are we ever gonna get better if we can't chastise each other?
No group is above reproach.
You my brother, bro. You my motherfucking brother. If you see me doing something bold as shit that's counterproductive to myself, my children, or my community, it's your obligation to check me on.
I am my brother's keeper.
Period. So we can't say, oh, we can do this shit with each other, but we can't say shit to the women. No. Hell no. You got to act like a queen if you want to be treated like a queen. So you have to, it's coming from me. See, that's what I'm saying. Will Smith's IG is fucking popping right now. He been saying some dope ass shit, right?
He been saying shit people been saying. It's just Will Smith.
But it's
just
Will
the
Smith.
vessel.
That's what I'm saying. If Ray at the fucking gas station says exactly what Will says, no one would give a fuck.
Yeah.
So my black women have to understand that I got black daughters. I had a single black mother. I got a black sister. I would never down my black women. You the best fucking thing that God ever made on earth, point blank, period.
God herself.
You are the best. You are the fucking pinnacle. So I would never tear you down. So you have to understand that my critique is only coming from a place of love. You have to look at the fucking messenger. Don't get so offended by the message that you shoot the messenger. It's coming from your king, baby.
Yeah.
Somebody who want to put you back on your throne. But you got to be throne worthy. You know what I'm saying? And throne worthy ain't lowering your standards. It's making men in your life and the men around you rise to a higher plateau.
So what would you say to a young lady who all wrapped up in this man? Oh, this man loves me. Because this is my heart of heart. This is my personal opinion. Women are smart as fuck, highly educated, the most educated black women, highly educated, blah, blah, blah. When it comes to men in relationship, you stupid as hell.
Dumb as fuck.
That's just how it is. This is my opinion.
Bro,
right?
we gonna get some backlash for this shit.
I'm just saying,
Because,
though.
because when love activates, like common sense and things that you would normally
Oh shit!
do,
It make us men dumb as fuck too.
For sure, 'cause like
we be blinded to the bullshit that's right in front of us.
just how I'm saying that when it comes to love and women are stupid. When a nigga got a dick on hard and he ready to have sex, he's stupid as fuck.
Dumb as fuck.
It's hard to stop a nigga like that. And then as soon as you release, you go back to normal. Like, oh shit, what I just do?
Right, that was stupid.
But what I say this is, so a woman gets into it with a relationship with a man. This man loves me, blah blah blah. He dips out. They have a baby. And she think it's the end of the world. Like, what motivation do you give that woman to say, listen, this is not the end of the world. I can't do this by myself. Well, no. You can, quote unquote, do it by yourself to an extent. So some of the women out there who say, I'm an independent woman or whatnot, it's not necessarily to say, I enjoy being independent, I enjoy being by myself. But if another woman comes in this same situation, like, this is not the end of the world. Like, you can still, until the king comes along or whoever, until you can fix the situation, you still got to raise your son or daughter in a loving household. You still need a roof over their head. You still got to try to instill certain values in your son, like, in your son and your daughter. Like, so it's not always that, like, I'm gonna praise this shit, but at some point, look, this shit gonna continue to happen. 72% of women, 72% of kids is in a single family home, and most of them is women, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, look, this shit ain't got to be the end of the world for you.
See, but that's the thing. It don't have to continue to happen.
Yeah.
It don't have to continue to happen. Because you go to Dearborn, it's not the same. It's not 72%. You go to Southwest, it's not 72%. You know what I'm saying? You go to fucking 14 Mile over there with all agents, it's not 72%. So it don't have to keep happening. We have to stop believing that this shit is mutually exclusive to us. It can change, but we have to change. The Quran says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala refused to change the condition of a people until they change what's in themselves. So we have to make better fucking decisions about love, about compatibility, about relationships, and then our children will suffer less. Because that's the fucking end game. It's to raise the kids up.
The image of love and relationship that you got in your head is probably what's the thing that's fucking you up.
It has no fucking no context to reality whatsoever.
What you feel your type is probably ain't good for you.
That's what's wrong.
And that's
what's wrong.
It's a double-edged sword.
I love steak, but I can't eat that shit every day or I'm gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the shit that you love and that you want just ain't no damn good.
In real shit, you know what I'm saying? All of us are on social media. We see the shit that a lot of women in our age group post. Let's just be fucking real and talk about the reality around us and how to get that reality better. Because I don't give a fuck about treating the symptoms. I want to fix the fucking problem. How the fuck can we get our babies 720 murders in Chicago? How many of them was Caucasian kids? How many of them was Asian kids? How many of them was Arab kids?
Them black babies dying in the streets.
Black fucking babies dying in the fucking streets. And we know for a fucking fact that the majority of those were in single parent homes. This is the fucking numbers. That's what I want to change. That's what I want to remedy. Fuck how you feel about it. I don't give a fuck about people being mad at the truth. Let's deal with it.
Whose responsibility is that?
Ours.
You both of ours.
Because, like, so what as a man, would allow you to have a child with somebody and dip off.
You a hoe ass nigga. We not gonna change hoe ass niggas.
But
We got to though.
And this is how your standards change hoe ass niggas. Because the reality is he ain't gonna be stuck with that baby. The numbers show that he not gonna be stuck with the baby. He gonna be off getting another baby mama across town or another your home girl. That's the fucking reality. It's not gonna fall on him. The reality is always falling on the women. That's why they catching the backlash and all this bullshit. So the standards and the barometer, I'm always keep coming back to that, has to be higher.
The standards for who have to be higher?
For the women. It has to be fucking higher. You cannot give yourself to these hoe ass niggas. And guess what that's gonna do? The Darwin effect. It's gonna kill off all the hoe ass niggas.
That was that's what the movie Chirac.
Chirac, yeah.
The,
Exactly.
The notion of, like I said, you can change anything about these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Stop fucking with them. Stop fucking with them. And because I know plenty of good dudes who can't buy a fucking date with a good woman. Plenty of them.
Fuck yeah.
I know plenty of them, bro.
The dating pool is trash.
You know what I'm saying? But you keep every 3 months I got to see this woman in love with another nigga that's the same fucking type as the last 17 niggas. Come on, man. If we doing something that's not working, you gotta fucking change it. Hoe ass niggas been around. Stop laying with them niggas. Get them niggas the fuck on. Make them niggas boss the fuck up. Like I say, you can't lay down with a man who you know got kids, but you never heard him talk about his kids.
Never seen
You
him,
never
though.
seen his kids. You never seen this nigga's house.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? This nigga got to get dropped off to you all the time. This not the nigga you should be laying with, baby.
I agree, but I think that responsibility is shared. You know what I'm saying? Because I know for a fact, like a nigga would tell a woman whatever he want until he get what he need.
Oh, for sure.
And I will make sure that shit is foolproof and plain. Like, I'm not surprised you fell for the shit. Cause you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm not surprised you fell for the shit because it looked fucking great on paper. Like it
looks even better on Instagram.
You know what I'm saying? It looked fucking great.
We got to
And
do
at
better.
some point, you know what I'm
We got to
saying?
do the fuck better.
Yeah.
And
I
that's my
know,
point.
but I'm
We
just
need to do better.
We need more.
We got to stop falling for the finesse, man.
I think as men, for what we can do is raise our sons differently.
raise our children,
You know
not
what I'm
just
saying?
our sons. Our
Raise
daughters
our-
need us just as much.
Right, but see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I do, bro.
Yeah.
Me and you, we talk. You know what I'm saying? We talk.
100%.
So we have these conversations. But the one time that I mention women, it's a hands off. 180 comments, 2-day argument. I talk about the brothers all the time. What we should be doing. I'm fucking showing every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm living this life. They say K through 12, a black child or Hispanic child will only see one teacher that looks like them. That's why I'm trying to get in the classroom, because that's where the fucking fight at.
Yeah.
I got homeboys that join the police force because that's where the fight at. You're not gonna see a cop that looks like you patrolling your hood. So you can't run from the fight. We got to go to the fight, and the fight is in the classroom. Well, that's where I'm trying to get. That's where the fuck I'm getting. That's why I'm paying Navient and all these motherfucking classes, getting all these degrees so I can get to our black babies. So I'm doing my part, and I'm talking to my bros. I don't associate with niggas that don't fuck with their kids. You can't be loyal to me if you're not
100%.
loyal to your children.
100%.
I don't hang with niggas that don't fuck with their kids. Period. Why am I fucking with you? If you can't be loyal to your child, how you ever gonna be loyal to me?
You scum of the earth.
Point blank, period. So I can say all this to my brothers, and I can talk to my brothers, and we can chop it up. We can have seminars, all that shit. The one time I never bashed black women. You can't go nowhere and find anything that I said negative about black women. The one time I even mention you, it's this. You can't be that fragile, ma. Babies is dying. I don't give a fuck about how sensitive you are. I care about that murder rate in Chicago. I care about them 279 that was in Detroit.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about how fragile or how emotional you are. I don't care. Let's fix what the fuck is wrong with our community, because that's the fucking plan.
Perfect,
I
man.
don't know, bang the gavel on that
No,
one.
no.
Get a benediction.
This week, man, we got a little change to who mans is this. You know, because I'm so enthralled in the movie Black Panther, I got to change the name of who mans is this week to Is This Your King? So let me go ahead and get to my Is This Your King moment of the week, man, because this shit was mind-boggling to me, dog. This shit was just funny, to be perfectly honest. Let me go into my shit. Actually, my phone is recorded right now, so I had to go. All right, here we go. Oh man, grab that door.
No, just give it a nix.
No, she didn't open.
That's
a clean lady. Sorry, people. Yeah, just a little bit. All right, man. Who mans is this? AKA, is this your king? Goes to Governor Rauner, who drunk some. So let me set the scene, because this
he got set up a little bit.
Here's
a little bit of a setup. He didn't know what he was walking into.
He definitely didn't know what he was walking into. So they talk about racial disparity in the workplace or whatever, and this guy Tyrone, he pours a tall glass of milk. You know what I'm saying? He say,
"Was it almond milk?" Shouldn't be fucking with that dairy.
You know, some dairy milk with
Definitely shouldn't
colonizers.
fuck with that dairy.
So anyway, he pour up a glass of milk, and he say talk about this diversity in the workplace, and he has some chocolate syrup, and then he poured the chocolate syrup in. He was like, "But it's usually at the bottom." But then you gotta stir some things up in order for it to come together.
I bet there's gonna be some pastor using that shit this Sunday.
I guess it was a cool little metaphor and shit. So he got the chocolate milk and shit. So he gives it to Governor Rauner. And he looks at it. He like, I'm not gonna ask you to drink it. Like, no, I'll drink it. And he grabs the chocolate milk. He drinks it and says, tastes good. No, it's really, really good. Diversity. I guess like him drinking the chocolate milk means like, you know what I'm saying? Like it.
Boy, Tyrone set you up for that one.
Colonizers, is this your king? Colonizers, is this your king? Fuck out of here, man.
Oh my goodness.
This nigga said, is chocolate milk inherently black? Is that what it is? Is that some black shit?
I don't think so.
That's a way to sell old milk, though. It's
Yeah, I don't fuck with milk.
That's a way to sell milk that's past its date. They
Man,
just
who
make
man
it
is
chocolate.
this? Governor Rauner
Yeah.
drinks chocolate milk to demonstrate his commitment to racial diversity. That's the name. That's the headline.
Man, listen, this goddamn.
Shout out to Jarrell for sending that to me.
This diversity and this multicultural bullshit, man. Listen, man, stop it.
Is this your king?
So, yo, my music pick of the week, keeping with the theme of our episode, is by a rapper that might end up being on the list of rappers we believed in when we revisit this, but I'm gonna give him a shot. Dave East dropped a song called Peter Pan, which is pretty much about you grown ass kids, about you so-called men that never grow up. Mm-hmm. It's a head knocker. I liked it. Good song, good production. I feel like Dave East has all the moving parts to be a credible rapper.
What's the moving parts he possesses?
He has lyrical ability. He has a good flow and delivery. Like, he got the Nas cosign. Like, it could work for him, or it could continue to go how it has been.
Who has the Nas cosign work for?
I want to say Boldy.
Quan?
I want to say Boldy because he's from the city. He's still putting out.
I love Boldy James.
I love Boldy, and I will not diss a nigga from Detroit. I won't do it.
We don't do this in the Detroit niggas.
No.
He been signing a massive bill for 5 years though. I'm ready for them to put that major push behind him though. Because I listened to both his projects. Matter of fact,
Trapper's Alley.
Matter of fact, it's on the wall right now.
Mountain climbing.
The art of mountain climbing and shit. So it's on the wall up in here right now and shit. So
I'm not gonna front. My man at work told me like it's like just like a part of our culture to put Nas in the top 5.
I love Nas. He's like one
he
of
said
my.
It's
Nas has made a lot of missteps in his career.
Yeah, he's saying you have to put him in there. But
No, talking about.
Yeah, man. He had a good argument.
So what? As my man said, words mean something. And you just said something. You said Nas has made a lot of missteps in his career. Name me 3.
Nostradamus
was definitely one.
Didn't I tell you that's my least Nas favorite album? And you always say I like that album.
You don't have me on record ever saying that shit.
So you want to play the game? You want to play a game called Swear to God?
Swear to God.
Nigga, you a goddamn lie.
There's nothing that you had to back that up.
Oh, because I don't got it on tape.
Name me the conversation. Like when?
All right,
when?
All right, man. You play that game. All right. Nostradamus, what else?
Nostradamus was trash. I feel like this is I'm gonna stay away from that one because it's lightweight controversial. When Nas is really just living off the strength of Illmatic.
How? I am?
I Am was
was
dope.
good.
It was written.
I Am
good.
was
Steelmatic. That's my favorite album of all time.
like
That's
I
your
got,
favorite Nas album of all time, or just album period?
Album period. That is my favorite album
That's
period.
a bold statement there, Jay.
Takeover was still better than Ether.
It was not. He lost. He's acknowledged the L.
It was.
Takeover was better than Ether.
Takeover was one verse to Nas and a bunch of verses to everybody else. It was not better.
That's all he needed.
Takeover was better than Ether. And then you let Jay son you and end up signing with him later.
Son me how?
On Takeover.
Nigga, I won the battle. Like, it's not like, nigga, it's not a debate. Like, he lost.
Look, man.
He's acknowledged his L
You
himself.
you asked for 3 off the top of my head. Them my first 3. Now, if you want to debate this next week, I have a list of more topics.
I can give you all the. All right, so listen. You bring next week. You bring your list of L's for
Nas,
and I'll bring a list of L's for Jay. And I bet you I have more. And
Because
Jay-Z
you have a broader career to critique. That's
even.
why.
Their career lasted damn near the exact same.
Lasted, but the amount of content is different.
It's not.
And the amount, you know what I'm saying?
You're not gonna sit here.
You could talk about Jay fucking outfits. You know what I'm saying?
You're not gonna sit here and tell me that you feel like Nas has had a better career than Jay-Z.
Absolutely. I don't believe
you are not going. Let's play a game called Swear to God that Nas has had a better career than Jay-Z.
Was that the
Swear
question?
to God?
Was that the question?
That is the question.
No, the question was.
That's my question.
No, what you made a false statement. Say he had a whole bunch of missteps in his career, and I said name them to me, and you said Ether.
I gave you 3.
You said Ether. You know, matter of fact, you said Takeover, which is not even a song from Nas as his misstep.
Takeover is better than Ether.
All right, you and Marv One is the only niggas who agree with that shit, and Tariq.
And look how smart me and Marv One are. I'll be back next week with my
about
list.
to make me shade a nigga that ain't got nothing to do with this shit. Like,
I'll be back next week with my list.
all I'm just saying is words mean something, and you just made a ball face lie.
No, I didn't.
Does definitely matter.
Wait till next week. We'll debate this out.
Shout out to Nipsey Hussle album again. I'm still listening this a week later. The shit is great.
Victory Lap is incredible.
Man, listen,
Fucking
Nipsey,
excellent.
I was just listening to that goddamn interview, man. The brother is,
If
he there with it, man.
if Victory Lap does not motivate you, you're dead. Plain and simple.
He there with it, man, on multi-levels.
All right, Tariq, man, how can people reach you, man?
Call _me_Tariq_ on Instagram. Tariq Ahad, TARIQAHAD on Facebook. Or, you know what I'm saying, you can just call a nigga, something like that. You know.
For sure.
But yeah, y'all need me for any of them speaking engagements, holla at your boy, man. I got you.
For
For sure.
Dame Gone Wild, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat for the time being. That update is killing me. I just don't like it no more.
Kylie Jenner tweeted out, like, am I the only person that don't go into Snapchat anymore? And they lost, like, their stock fell 6%, and they lost, like, almost $1 billion or something. It was retarded amount of money.
It just fell off today.
Off one tweet. That's crazy. Jay Johnson 313 on Instagram and Twitter. Follow Shop Talk Podcast and Shop Talk Podcast Studios. Hit the website, shoptalkpod.com. And like we say every week, I'm not saying that we the Rockefeller podcast, but we are Jay and Dame. Peace.
Peace.